Hi friends, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our Half Acre Homestead. I'm going to do a video reply to Army Wife Prepper because she asked a couple of questions and it was just too much typing for me, so I'm going to do a video response. She wanted to know what kind of chicken Nibs was. Almost all of my laying hens, or all my good laying hens, are they're all mixes from heritage breeds. Like I started out with Barred Rocks with a Rhode Island Red Rooster, and then I replaced my Rhode Island Red Rooster with a purebred Quebec Chanticleer, and so the offspring. So you get the idea that they're a mixture. They're hybrids of all heritage breeds. You're more likely to get a broody hen. However, you're going to need a rooster for starters. Okay, so this is how I discovered my broody hens, or how I have figured out how to discover broody hens and get them to sit on a nest. You watch your laying hens. First you get a rooster, and after a few weeks he's been treading the hen, or even after a few months that he's been treading the hen. So what I would do is I would get your rooster in the fall, and then by spring, you know, those girls are ready. They're ready, because what happens is laying hens have anywhere from 10 to 15 eggs in them, inside their bodies at any given time. They're just at different stages of production. They start out with little tiny yolks, and the yolks grow, and then a couple of days before she's ready to lay an egg, one egg will get a thin shell, and then another day, the next day, it will thicken and thicken until it's ready to be laid. So only the last 2 eggs out of those 15 or 10 to 20 eggs that are inside of her, only the last 2 are protected by a shell before they come out. Okay, so when a rooster treads the hen, which is a polite way of saying doing his business, when he treads the hen, he fertilizes all the eggs inside her. So even if he only treads one hen a day, one different hen a day, your entire flock, one rooster will do a flock of 30 birds, and he will have them all fertilized within 3 weeks. They will all be, everything they lay after 3 weeks is going to be fertile. Okay, there's your first lucky part, because once they've been treaded, okay, or trodden, they know instinctively that their eggs inside them are fertile, and then you start watching for broody hens. And how you know that your hen is going broody, okay, is that she doesn't want to get off the eggs. Okay, Nibs is bald because she refused to get off the eggs. They would peck at her because there's like 3 nesting boxes, because I only have 11 birds. So there's 3 nesting boxes, and she picked the one she liked the best, and she sat on the eggs and wouldn't get off, and they pecked at her head saying, "Move, I want to lay an egg," right? But anyway, what the bird will do is she won't want to get off the eggs. So when you go to collect the eggs and she pecks at your hands, or she puffs up and goes kind of like a chicken growl, you know what I mean? When they do that and they fluff their feathers up, she's broody. And if she isn't quite ready, there's things you can do. But if she's broody, you can hatch out eggs. So what you do, you have, before you do anything with her, you have to prepare where you're going to put her. Now, you want a nice big dog crate, or a nice big rabbit cage, or something, okay? And you put it in a quiet area of the barn. Somewhere where they can still hear their friends, so they don't panic. Okay, they will panic at first when you go to put them in a cage, but that's okay, they'll soon figure it out. But you want them to be able to hear the other chickens and stuff, so that they're comforted. But you want them in a dim place that gets natural light, but not dark, just dim, so it's subdued lighting. Okay, sounds like a love scene, eh? Anyway, you put the cage in a place with subdued lighting, and you make sure that your food and water is close to the door. Okay, but you don't put that in first. You, in one side of the cage, you build a nest of straw. You just put a pile, and then you kind of hollow out a little well in the center, and then you collect eggs from your laying hens, because remember, they're all going to be fertile. Okay, and depending on the size of your chicken, you can put 9 to 18 eggs under them. I usually go between 9 and 14. And you put the eggs so that they are in a nice circular pile with all the small ends pointing in. Okay? Then you take your broody hen and you put her inside the cage. You might want to put a feed bag over top or whatever, give her some feeling of privacy. But you put her in there, and she won't sit on them right away because she'll be too upset about being moved. Okay? Then you put the food and water in one end. You get those little feed and waterers. You put those in one end, and then you put her in, and you shut the door, and you just leave her alone. You only go near her once a day to make sure she has food and water. Okay? Because too much traffic will stress her out. But the moment she feels the urge to lay an egg, she will go sit on that nest, and then she'll realize, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. Instinctively. And she'll just sit there. Make sure she has fresh food and water within easy reach, and you leave her alone for 21 days. In 21 days, if those eggs are fertile, and if she knows what she's doing instinctively, you'll have chicks. Now, don't be freaked out if some of the eggs go missing. She might eat some, not because she needs them, but because she'll know somehow, I don't know how they do it, but she'll know what eggs are fertile and what are not. She'll know what eggs are the right shape, the right size. Like, you don't want to put like long, skinny, pointy eggs under her. You don't want to put big double yolkers under her, because I know everybody can have twins, but it's more difficult on the bird, and you're likely to get a weaker chick out of them. So make sure your eggs are nice, clean, uniform in size. You do not wash the eggs. You do not sand them. You put the cleanest eggs possible from the nest under her. You don't want poo-poo coated eggs or anything like that. So once she sits on those eggs, it's Bob's your uncle, you've got a broody hen. And you let her hatch them out, and you let her have them for a few days. Unless you want her to raise them, that's fine. But if you want her to set another nest, then you give her a few days with the chicks, let them out of the cage, let them wander around so that she can stretch her legs, because she's been sitting a long time just getting up to eat. And then set her a new nest. Once she's done one nest, she'll know what to do. Alright, this is the Mrs. Wolfie from our half-acre homestead on recognizing broody hens and how to set them on eggs. Alright, have a great day. See you at the Homestead Honey Hour tonight. Bye-bye.